Mulan comes to us from director Niki Caro and is Disney's latest live-action adaptation based on the 1998 animated film and in turn the original Ballad of Mulan folktale. Mulan is a film that we would have seen in cinemas back in March had the pandemic not shut everything down, but here we are. Disney has opted to forego a theatrical release almost entirely in most countries and instead release Mulan on Disney Plus as a premier access title, where Disney Plus subscribers can pay an additional premium fee to watch the movie as many times as they want. Otherwise, Mulan will be made available to all Disney Plus subscribers in December. Now, aside from enjoying a couple of songs from the original, I wouldn't say that I have much nostalgia for the animated film. It's never been one of my favourite Disney films, so I was actually pretty pleased when I heard that this live-action version would be deviating from the animated film, as I found the live-action versions of Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin and The Lion King to be a little soulless and pointless, due to them essentially being almost exactly the same movies as the originals. Mulan 2020 still follows the plot of the animated film somewhat closely. Mulan takes her father's place in the Chinese army, disguised as a male soldier in order to defeat northern invaders. And that plot still works. It's enough reason for us to support Mulan as a character as she goes on this journey of empowerment and self-discovery, just as much as this story did in animated form. Mulan's actress Yifei honestly does a mostly fine job in making this version of Mulan feel unique and different to the animated character, particularly in the physically demanding action sequences. The only downside to Yifei's performance was there were some certain emotional scenes that felt lacking due to some wooden and bland line reads, which could honestly be more to do with how she was directed on the day. Niki Caro forgoes all of the song and dance numbers from the animated film as a means of grounding and modernizing the live-action film. So as a result, much of the character development provided from those songs has instead been reworked into the script. And I have to say that the choice to do so has helped in allowing the film to have a sense of maturity that the original film didn't quite have, while also allowing for the performances of the cast to stand out, as we're not waiting for the characters to just burst out into a flashy dance number, particularly those of Gong, Donnie Yen, and Jet Li, who are really fun to watch in the film. The live-action version of Mulan also introduces to audiences the concept of Qi, a kind of spiritual energy that all characters in this film have, where some people like Mulan are able to take advantage of that Qi for various means. This aspect I was a little hit or miss on, as at times it felt like a bit of a cop-out excuse as to why Mulan is so talented and acrobatic in this film, rather than her being the hard-working warrior we saw develop in the animated film. This element isn't a deal-breaker, however, as thankfully they don't spend too much focus on the Qi elements and actually allow Mulan to develop naturally into a warrior over the course of the film. The introduction of Qi here has also allowed for more fantastical elements to be introduced into Mulan, such as a forgettable shape-shifting sorceress villain, a phoenix which guides Mulan through the movie, and some CGI-fueled action scenes. Personally, I didn't mind these fantasy aspects. I thought they were handled okay, even if they were underutilized and included more for the sake of spectacle. After all, this is a big budget spectacle film with a large presence in China. An emphasis on fantasy elements had to be expected. Fantasy spectacle films like The Wandering Earth do incredible box office numbers in China. This emphasis on spectacle, however, can occasionally leave the film to feel a little too ambitious for its own good, as it tries to get everything done in under 2 hours. The action scenes are pretty serviceable for the most part, with Niki Caro creating an imposing sense of scale during the big battle scenes with the Chinese and Khan armies. However, whenever the film is focused on the individual characters and stunt work during these sequences, we honestly get some great and memorable moments. The crown jewel is of course Mulan's big moment of self-acceptance, all backed by an orchestral rendition of Reflection that I know would have been incredible to see in a movie theatre. It's an empowering bit of movie magic that really speaks to the potential of this movie's reach. This is still a Disney movie though, so don't go in expecting any blood or limbs getting cut off. Mulan is far from being Lord of the Rings or Gladiator. Unfortunately, many of the action scenes are overly edited and rushed, with very little time given for moments to breathe. And sadly, this is a pretty common complaint against Disney's other live-action remakes. Their animated classics have near flawless pacing, so it is bizarre to see them struggle in the live-action realm. Niki Caro also opts for a number of camera perspective shifts during fight scenes, which I found to be rather disorienting after repeated instances. Done once or twice you really don't mind, as the camera movements feel like a neat trick, but after the 5th time of seeing the camera transition from horizontal to vertical positioning, it just becomes jarring. The rushed editing is also prevalent whenever the movie is delivering exposition, and causes some key scenes like Mulan's opening introduction as a child to feel messy and all over the place. Considering how much footage was cut out of the final film, I personally wouldn't be opposed to seeing an extended version on Disney Plus that fleshes scenes out. Overall, Mulan is a noble and well-meaning effort in trying to do something fresh with the original film, and I have to commend Disney for attempting something different. I personally would love to see someone take the Mulan legend and craft an epic war drama in the style of Gladiator. However, this is still a clean and very sanitized, family-friendly Disney film that certainly delivers in being a strong piece of empowerment for young girls. There are some great moments in Mulan that at least warrant a viewing. I just don't think it's worth paying that hefty premium fee to watch it unless you have a family. Do catch Mulan at some point, perhaps when it's available to all Disney Plus subscribers, and see how you go with it. Mulan gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me. Guys, I hope you liked this review. If you want to see more reviews just like this one, stay right here for your mono fix. Bye guys.